Hey there and welcome to Cars with Nash. Today Nash and I are going to be replacing the belt drive on this 2012 C350 Mercedes. So if you own a similar vehicle, watch along. We're going to show you step by step how it's done. Now Nash is going to demonstrate how to put the hood fully up in the service position. So it goes up naturally to that point, and then he's just going to give it a gentle push. And it will go right up vertical, and then you have a lot more light and you're not bumping your head. So now we're going to get the engine cover pulled off just so we have a little more area to see. So he's going to start up there at the back, pull both those clips. There we go. Okay, so the symptom we're experiencing is just a squeak, especially on startup, just a light squeak, and it's worse on cold mornings, of course. So we're going to get in here. It's going to be one of these pulleys. There's a pulley there on the tensioner and one behind the throttle body here. This tensioner, it's going to be hard to show you where you relieve the tension, but there is a hex underneath the pulley right down here. You're kind of going to have to feel for it, and it is a 17mm hex. Nash is just getting in here on that hex on the tensioner. Yeah, he got the belt out of there. Good job, bud. So now the way to check if your tensioner is bad, like the spring portion of it, is to watch your belt when your engine's idling. And if the tensioner is jumping, like it should be rock steady. If it's jumping at all, that means the spring's bad. And I actually checked this one and it was still good, but I decided, well, we're in there. So one thing you definitely want to do is either take a picture or a video of how your belt's throughout it. So Nash, we're a little late to think of that, but he's doing it before he totally gets the belt out of there. Of course, if you forget, Google will be your friend. Okay guys, with the belt off, we went around and gave everything a spin, even the stuff we're not replacing. And so we found out that this is in fact the squeaker, that tensioner down there, which is actually pretty easy to reach from under here. It's not hard to change at all. It's just hard to show you it. And now you can see really good that 17mm hex right there now that the tensioners rotate it. And we actually discovered that our power steering pump is I don't know if you can hear that, but it's got a real, you can hear it and feel it. It's really notchy feeling. So that's why it's a good idea to check everything. Now that'll be on our short list of things to do next, and so stay tuned for a video on power steering pump replacement. Okay, so you've got two fasteners on your tensioner right there, down there under the pulley. So you actually have to get the pulley off to access that one. So it's a T40 on the pulley, and then it's an E12 on the two bolts. And then over here on this other idler pulley here, that's going to be an E10, like an E, like that style. So make sure you have sockets to fit those style. Okay, Nash found a 5/32 bit. Fits pretty good. You want to put the butt end of it in there. It's the stronger end. And so he's gonna rotate that with using the hex, just like when he took the belt off. Put that in, and then he'll have access to that bolt. Okay, Nash is trying to find the hole in the back part of it. It's probably all the way. Yeah, he got her. He got her pinned. So you can see how that drill bit's in there now. That's going to hold it perfect, and he can access that other bolt. So Nash has a 3-inch extension, and again it's an E12 on this.
Yep.
And do the harder one first. So yeah, he just spun that one out with his fingers because it's a harder to reach one. And now we'll get the other one loose. Sometimes if you get them both loose, then the part shifts a little bit and makes it harder to spin them out. So just a little tip for you there. So that part's right loose. He's just gonna pull it up out of there. Careful not to poke that drill bit on anything. So there we go. You can see where he put the drill bit in there. Okay, we're just gonna set this new part on there. Nash is gonna do everything up by hand, and then the torque spec is 18.4 foot-pounds. I'll put captions for that, what it is in Newton meters. So of course, going back in, you start with the easier bolt, get that snugged up, and then that will kind of secure the part, so the harder bolt goes in easy. So Nash is just getting in there with the 3/8 drive torque wrench, set to 18.4 foot-pounds. and he's gonna go till he gets a click on the top one, then he'll get a click on the bottom one, then he'll go back to the top one and double check it. And this idler right here in the top corner, which you can reach if you just kind of reach up in here, that one is an E12. So the same style as that, you're going to need a socket to fit one of those. And you actually can't get up in there with a normal ratchet and socket. So we're going to get creative because we only have a E socket set. If you had an E ring wrench, that would fit right in there. But so either that or you remove this. We don't want to do that, so we're going to get some vice grips on the outside of our socket and just break it loose that way. Okay guys, here's what we got going on here, because all we have is the E sockets. So there's the culprit right there. I got a good camera view, but the thing is, this part of the throttle body just has a little plastic piece that comes down there right in front and hinders your ability to get a ratchet in there. So these pulleys aren't torqued very tight. We should be able to get it this way. There we go. We got it. There you go. He's just doing the last few threads by hand there. There we go. And you can see his hand swinging it out there. And there we go. So it's just a dry sound that you'll listen for. You hear that? So this one is not that bad yet, so it's pretty faint, but it's definitely on its way out. If you hear that, just change it. Okay guys and gals, here we are with our new part, and I didn't get too fancy. It's just an off-brand, but seems to be pretty good quality, and even came with a new bolt. These bolts do actually have a reputation for breaking, so make sure you do not over torque them. This one is a T40, and so we got a different tool going on, so we can actually use a proper ratchet this time. And we can't get in there with the torque wrench, unfortunately, but it is 18.4 foot-pounds of torque on that, just the same as those two little bolts over there on the tensioner that hold it on. The tensioner pulley, by the way, is 37 foot-pounds, so don't mix that up with this, because you may break that bolt if you over torque it. So 18.4 foot-pounds. We're going to achieve that using this 6-inch tool by putting about 38 pounds of downwards force on the tool, because foot-pounds, that's how it's measured, literally a foot on a bar. If you hung the weight that would correspond to the foot-pounds, that's how you arrive at that. So we're going to use that knowledge to achieve a near perfect torque spec here. So you definitely do not want to cross thread this. Okay guys, Nash got that all torqued up. He went and got this other pair of vice grips, held that really secure, and got the right torque on there. So we're going to proceed and put the belt back. So we went with the Continental belt. I find they hold up pretty good. And there's your part number if you want to do the same. Okay guys, Nash has the belt completely installed. Of course that pin is still in there, and we don't want to pull that out and like slip and hit the fan or something. So what Nash is going to do is get back on there with the ratchet, detension the spring, and then he can just pull the pin out with his fingers. Got her? Yep. So there we go. That's all there is to it. And we're just going to test run it, make sure that squeak is gone and everything's running smooth. So there we go. Everything sounds smooth, everything looks smooth. And if you wondered, that little ticking sound in these engines, that's a direct injection, so that's totally normal. Your engine's not knocking or anything. So thanks a lot for watching Cars with Nash. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.